The topic for today's discussion is introduction of reverse osmosis. After the end of this lecture, you would be able to understand introduction of reverse osmosis. So, let's start. Here we will discuss about the introduction of reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis is a technology that is used to remove a large majority of contaminants from water by pushing the water under pressure through a semi-permeable membrane. Reverse osmosis, commonly referred to as RO. So, RO is a process where you remove a large portion of dissolved solids and other contaminants from water by forcing the water through a semi-permeable reverse osmosis membrane. To understand the purpose and process of reverse osmosis, you must first need to understand the naturally occurring process of osmosis. So, osmosis is a naturally occurring phenomenon and one of the most important process in nature. It is a process where a weaker saline solution will tend to migrate to a stronger saline solution. To understand osmosis, here we have a container full of water with a low salt concentration or pure water and high salt concentration or contaminants containing solvent, and they are separated by a semi-permeable membrane. A semi-permeable membrane is a membrane that will allow some atoms or molecules to pass, but not others. For your understanding, you may have seen a screen door which allows air molecules to pass through, but not pests or anything larger than the holes in the screen door. If a container full of water with a low salt concentration and other container full of water with a high salt concentration and they were separated by a semi-permeable membrane, then the water with the lower salt concentration would begin to migrate towards the water container with the higher salt concentration due to osmotic pressure. Examples of osmosis in our daily life we have: you may ever tried soaking raisins or dry fruits in water. Well, when we soak raisins in a water, they swell up, and this is all that happens due to osmosis. Water travels from high concentration to low concentration and keeps moving by osmosis until the equilibrium is reached. That is when the concentration of both solution is the same. Second example we have when we sit in the bathtub or submerge our fingers in water for a while, they got wrinkly as shown in this picture, and that is too because of osmosis. The skin of our fingers absorb water and get expanded or bloated, leading to the pruned or wrinkled fingers. If we talk about the reverse osmosis, as osmosis occurs naturally without energy required. To reverse the process of osmosis, you need to apply energy to the more saline solution. A reverse osmosis membrane is a semi-permeable membrane that allows the passage of water molecule but not most of the dissolved salts, organics, bacteria and pathogens. However, you need to push the water through the reverse osmosis membrane by applying pressure that is greater than the naturally occurring osmotic pressure. So, for the process of reverse osmosis, when pressure is applied to the concentrated solution, the water molecules are forced through the semi-permeable membrane and the contaminants are not allowed through. Reverse osmosis is most commonly known for its use in drinking water purification from seawater, as seawater have high salt contents which mainly present in dissolved form and it is slightly base in nature, and those areas of water which contamination includes viruses and chemicals like metal ions, lead, arsenic, fluoride, radium, sulfate, magnesium, potassium, nitrate, fluoride and phosphorus, etc. If we talk about the working of reverse osmosis, then reverse osmosis works by using a high pressure pump to increase the pressure on the salt side of the RO and force the water across the semi-permeable RO membrane, leaving almost all around 95 to 99% of dissolved salts behind in the reject stream. The amount of pressure required depends on the salt concentration of the feed water. The more concentrated the feed water, the more pressure is required to overcome the osmotic pressure. In very simple terms, feed water is pumped into a reverse osmosis system and you end up with two types of water coming out of the RO system. That is good water and bad water. The good water that comes out of an RO system has most contaminants removed and is called permeate. Another term for permeate water is known as product water. Permeate is the water that was pushed through the RO membrane and contains very little contaminants, whereas the bad water is the water that contains all the contaminants that were unable to pass through the RO membranes and is known as the reject stream. And the other name are known as concentrate, reject or brine, which has higher concentration than feed water. All three terms, that is concentrate, reject and brine, are used interchangeable and mean the same thing. After the working of reverse osmosis, we will try to understand the mechanism of reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis is capable of removing up to 99% of the dissolved salts, particles, colloids, organics, bacteria and pathogens from the feed water. An RO membrane rejects contaminants based on their size and charges. So, reverse osmosis removes impurities by two distinct mechanisms. The first one is ionic charges, and it is based on the resistance to passage of ions due to their electrical charge. This mechanism is responsible for removal of ionic impurities. Even the smallest molecules are rejected if they have ionic charge. Here we have the membrane and the feed water which contains ions. When these water passes through the membrane, this ion gets rejected and filter water passes through the membranes. The efficiency of removal by this mechanism is in the range of 96 to 99%. But this depends on the particular membrane and the ionic charge. The other mechanism of impurity removal is based on the ultrafiltration effect, that is based on sizes, in which the small pores of the reverse osmosis membranes act like a molecular filters. The cutoff molecular size is approximately 14 to 20 nanometers. Any impurities where molecular size is above the cutoff point will be rejected almost completely. Since RO membrane rejects contaminants based on their size and charge, many gases like carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, methane and ethane that are not ionized or charged also have very low molecular weight will pass through the reverse osmosis. And some pesticides, solvents and volatile organic chemicals are also not removed by RO. Now we are going to discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of reverse osmosis. So first we will discuss about the pros. So the first point we have is the reverse osmosis filters the most contaminants. When it comes to removing the most contaminants, reverse osmosis stands out from the water filtration pack. The Environmental Protection Agency (EPA) cites reverse osmosis as one of the most effective in eliminating all disease-causing organisms and most chemical contaminants. Next point we have is the reverse osmosis is a safe, environmentally friendly alternative to bottled water. It's no secret that plastic bottles are bad for the environment, but few people realize that filtered water such as reverse osmosis may actually be safer than using disposal bottles every day. And the third point we have is the mineral-less water may be necessary for certain use, as RO removes mineral and impurities which makes better taste food. According to the chefs, water filtered with reverse osmosis make cooking taste better since it lacks the presence of minerals including municipally added fluoride. Now we are going to discuss about the cons of the reverse osmosis. So while it is the most effective water filtration technique on the market, preventing particles as small as fluoride from entering your water, it also inefficient from an eco-friendly standpoint. So the first point we have is the waste significantly more water than it produces. According to the EPA, reverse osmosis units use approximately 3 times as much water as they treat, which may be reflected on your water bill. In fact, some household reverse osmosis system only recover between 5 to 15% of the water they filter. The next point we have, it removes healthy minerals present in water and decreases pH. So the another disadvantage of reverse osmosis water filtration is that the effectiveness with which the system filter water does not stop at only the bad contaminants. Reverse osmosis will also remove healthy minerals such as calcium, magnesium, potassium and other bicarbonates as well as municipally added fluoride, which is good for teeth. Additionally, by removing these minerals, the pH of the treated water decreases, making it more acidic, while this acidity is not significant enough to affect humans. And the next point we have, it is costly installation and requires expensive maintenance. Finally, reverse osmosis filtration systems are expensive and it is a difficult and complex process. Once a reverse osmosis system is up and running, it can also be costly to properly maintain and may require professional maintenance to properly ensure safety and effectiveness. Alright, so now you have understood introduction of reverse osmosis. Hope you enjoyed the lecture. See you again in the next one.